Hello, hello, hello. What is up? I'm on chat right now. I'm sorry. Welcome back to more Ace our final stream before Extra Life. I'm just like, damn, crazy to think that Extra Life is 2 days away, guys. So insane. Yeah, I have so much fun things planned for Extra Life, but I don't want to like tell you guys what they fully are yet. But if you know like some of my, if you know my like normal streams and stuff, if you know the normal streams and everything, you'd be like, oh my. So yeah, so actually it's a very fun event. I'm really excited for those. Tomorrow I'll be doing some last minute preparations for it after work. So, and there is no stream. I just want to take tomorrow and relax and just make sure everything is ready for Saturday. So, and plus I have to work on. Plus I have to work, so I definitely want to. I definitely want to make sure that I'm well rested for Saturday because, oh boy, Sunday's gonna be fun. Because I believe on Monday we're doing some recording for. Yeah, we're doing some recording for. We're doing some recording for some more of my backup stuff. So I definitely do not want to. That means I can't go to church on Monday night, so I have to go Sunday. I have to go Sunday morning at 10:30 because of course I'm ending because my stream ends right when 8 o'clock starts. And I was just like, well, if I watch it laying in bed, I'm gonna fall asleep, and I don't want to fall asleep because the plan is to go to church, go home, take a power nap, and get up and drum every day. Actually, you know what I'm gonna be lying on. So, okay. So you guys know that I am partnered with Dubby, but Dubby, their product makes me feel sick, and it's not them. I totally get it. It doesn't probably make majority of people sick, but it does make me sick personally because I can't handle artificial sweeteners, like in general, unless that they are actually mixed with some actual sugar. So I tried a new brand that doesn't make me sick. So I tried a Taste the Loop, and so I have a bunch of that still left over, and I can tell it's not making me sick because I have basically drinking one stick or one stick of these like every day at work this week so far, and I have not felt like more sick than anything. Oh, and also it's very ironic that I get a notification from the Discord as soon as I mention them. Make sure, since I did mention them, make sure to use your code NITRONOVA at discount for 10% off. It looks like. I wish I could. And here's the thing too, with stuff. I wish artificial sweeteners didn't make me sick. Because if that was the case, I would be drinking them all day. I'd like have like 5 tubs, and I would be like, this is satisfying. But it's all good. Salute does the justice for me as well. I want to go buy some more. I want to go buy some Salute. So more Salute. And I may or may not try to get them to sponsor me or something, but it's not like W where they're like, hey, apply to be sponsored by us. And then I was like, alright, I'll shoot my shot. And then I just landed my shot, apparently. Anyways, I don't think I have any other announcements. I'm just kind of rambling at this point about, like, it's definitely not because, like, Oh, I don't want to get into the game. That's obviously not true. I do want to actually play the game tonight because playing the game does seem like fun. So, also, actually, before we do that, I'm gonna make sure I'm just gonna do something that I've been meaning to do for a long ass time. What? Huh? Uh. Been meaning to do this for a long ass time. And I am sorry, totally sorry that I'm doing this now on stream. But it's not like you can't see anything on the stream. Ugh. There we go. Now I can do it as this. Oh, right. And of course, can't just drop my phone down like that because I'm glad you can see none of this. Oh, that might give it away a little bit. Okay, there we go. Check. Yep. All right, we in. That means it's official now. That and just making sure everything still works. Ping. All right, cool. So now 15 minutes, about 15 minutes later or so. Let's investigate some murder. I was about to say, what the heck's going on? Oh, by the way, did you guys like the change? I like how I changed it to being the young Edgeworth into young Gumshoe because we're in that era of game. Also, this is gonna be a cozy stream. I'm kidding. No, it's not. We investigated a double kill. Da da da. We are going to rule this world. We're not gonna rule the world. We're just gonna make sure the crime is justified. Not justified. The crime has not been justified. The crime has been solved with nothing but the truth. September 10th, 4:45 p.m. District Court, third floor lobby. Sir, what is to become of the trial into the Coffin embassy staff member's murder? Indeed, since both the suspects and the prosecutor are now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely. Well, I figured because I'm not the prosecutor anymore. Ha! Looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut. Oh, it's okay because my debut will also be another person's debut. It'll be in like 5 months. Don't worry, Francesca. You'll be there. No, I'm kidding. You'll be back in Germany by then. I suppose it can't be helped. The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while. Sir, what do you think about the murder of the Colfian emissary member, and the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rail? What an outrageous circus this has all become. Says the guy who murdered in this courthouse 10 years ago. I actually, after stream, I did go back and figure out that I was wrong, and that turnabout, the DL6 incident is technically 10 years, not 11. Because this is in September, where DL6 happens in December. So therefore, if you go back 11 years, it'd be September 2001. But if you only go back 10 years, it would be September. That means DL6 has happened. So that Faraday brought it all because upon himself with his naives. An outrageous circus. Right, sir. I grow very wary of this topic. Edgeworth, I will have you assigned to a different case. In 5 months. Papa! You'll come watch my courtroom debut next, won't you? I'll consider it. Whoa. That's his daughter, everybody! His daughter! Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation. Whatever for. I know that there's already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rail. However, there's not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the murder. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt. The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. There's no hard... But the perfect proof doesn't exist! Manfred, how can I have how can the trial be perfect if we don't have the perfect proof? A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection. My mentor, everyone. Papa? Who do you think is real culprit behind these murders? Miles and I are competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is really a rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree? If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish. Then you're allowing us to continue? In court, your top priority is to win. A solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. Can we just get to turnabout goodbyes, please? Can we just quickly close our eyes? And then wake up and be December 19th, which is going to be the day of Turnabout Christmas this year, by the way. Also, there's something that's bugging me a little bit. Yeah, that's been bugging me for a bit. Now it seems too big. Oh. There we go. All right. It bugs me a little bit that my overlay wasn't perfect. We can't have non-perfection in front of this man. I'm returning home. Edgeworth, Francesca. See it to it that I'm not disturbed. Save the results of your competition. Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. Francesca. Thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. Which is true. Gumshoe or the judge are lying in the situation. Because, remember, the judge said he heard a popping sound. But Detective Gumshoe said he heard nothing. So someone's lying, and I do think it's Gumshoe. Because because let's face it, when has Your Honor ever lied? That means the competition is still on. Yes, just as you wish. I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how you fare on this investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth. I don't know I don't have enough information yet. So my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with this case. Yes, what is it? I can finally present evidence to Francesca. Amazing! Let's do that first, because the competition. Do you think you can win this competition by simply showing me that to me? Not at all. In fact, I was planning to thank you. I wouldn't be a prosecutor today without you and your father. I didn't really do much. You became a prosecutor first. That's all. But just you wait and see, Miles Edgeworth. Very soon, I'll be a prosecutor too. Nah, I think we'll have to wait a little longer for you, Francesca, because we're back in Germany. Good. Then we can both send criminals away together as colleagues. But you can be so sure that I'll always get more convicts than you. Convicts than you. In defense, Francesca has lost to Phoenix less than Edgeworth has. Sorry, I just had to make that point out clear. So if we're gonna determine wins and losses based on that alone, Francesca's the brother prosecutor. Simply because she has lost the Phoenix right less. That's almost cute that she's going this far to insist that she'll always win. Almost. The KG-8 incident, huh? The defendant was acquitted in that case, but I don't think we've seen the last of it. The fact that he was acquitted on the lack of evidence is just revolting. It's unexcusable. Well, if it was my papa, he would have been found guilty in 3 minutes flat. Indeed. We would do well to go watch and study more from our mentor. So that way we may secure a convict for all those we try. That will be our rule. What's all this we business? Don't let me in with you, Miles. Any suspect I come across will confess everything to me before we even reach the trial. Objection. I'll show you exactly who's the superior prosecutor. Clearly only one of us is playing to win here. That is interesting though. Francesca's like always been like in this competitive spirit, but Edgeworth is like, but we should just be colleagues. I was wondering why you think on this piece of evidence. Asking people for help is breaking the rules, Miles. As I said earlier, this is a competition, a battle of wits. If you want to ask someone for an opinion, you should start with yourself. In other words, you had no real opinions about this piece of evidence, do you? This is one of the weapons in the case. I pity Mr. Faraday. It's bad enough to be killed with evidence that he prepared himself. It's allowed to be killed in a courthouse of all places. And right in the middle of one of the trials he was running to. It just goes to show that nothing in life is predictable. Especially when you're in an ace attorney game. Okay, yeah, so this was the next evidence I needed to show. I thought Francesca actually would have to say something about the crime scene notes, because considering how much we used that so far, because Mr. Faraday died instantly. Alright, let's talk. It feels like there's a whole backside to this case we're not seeing. And here we thought that it was a case where two men had killed each other. We're lacking in information. As of on karma, I can hardly call this a perfect investigation. Indeed, it is as you say. Ah! I can't believe we agree on something! What is so revolting about agreeing? Anyways, our first move should be to speak with everyone related to this case. Indeed, even if you have not said it, I was planning to do so anyways. Ah! What was that lash for? Alright, let's go talk to every bailiff involved. I'll talk to you later, you. I can't stop the water, sir. It seems that the man who was here earlier broke it by drinking too much. Damn it, sir. Bunch of fools who pretend not to see the foolish actions of a foolish fool. God damn it, Francesca. How many times can you possibly say fool in one sentence? Well then, why don't you lend the officer a hand? As I should have anything to do with this. Besides, that water-drinking fool mouse is the thing that the officer should be covering. Let's give that officer a description of the water guzzler later. He seems to have quite the grudge. Sounds to me like somebody wanted a drink. Alright, let's talk to this officer now. Wow, this thing is so incredibly detailed. My inner modeling fanboy is impressed. Not exactly a fan of plastic models per se, but even I can sense the superb quality in this model. I simply can't comprehend how the man can feel so much love for such a trifle. Oh, I see. You're a disciple of my father, so you would do well to guard yourself against the interest of an unproductive thing. Yes, perhaps I should take it. Yes, I should take up whipping people like you, the young lady over here. Alright, let's talk to this officer next. What's the matter, officer? I've been standing here forever, sir, and I really need to go to the bathroom. And why don't you go ask the one sleeping on the couch? Why don't you just make a quick trip? The nearest one isn't that far, is it? No, it's a short way down the hall beyond these doors, but I don't want to be blamed if anything might happen while I'm gone. So I'm gonna hold it! Mr. Officer, sir, please go to the bathroom. Please take care of yourself. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe can be a positive influence on the force after all. Sir, nothing to report, sir. Is there no one who will make this man take responsibility for his actions in the job? Looks like we have no choice but to report this to Papa. Then this guard can have fun walking in a walking nightmare after being awakened from his dream. Actually, let's not. I kind of feel sorry for him now. Can we even? It's the view in gallery. This is where the riffraff sits when they come to watch. It's stated at the same height as the judge's bench. I wonder if that's representing intense scrutiny of each and every case from all sides. Miles Edgeworth, are you or are you not man enough to stand up to all those eyes? What sort of course I'm man enough. It's the defense attorney's bench. I'm probably standing on this side of the courtroom if that incident hadn't happened. By the way, the incident he's referring to is DL6. I mentioned it earlier. What are you thinking about? Lately, more of the wrinkly face becomes less. The less I'm able to read what you're thinking. Well, I have you know, I don't have a single wrinkle on my youthful brow. Any day now, I'll be taking my rightful place behind this bench. By that time, I should already be standing here. It would be downright disgraceful if I beat you to it, wouldn't it? If that were to happen, Francesca, I'll eat my caveats. It's the witness stand. I'll make sure that each and every person that ever stands here will be found guilty. There are others besides the defendant that stand at this podium. I don't care! Just make sure you never end up standing at one of these. Right. Yeah, I will never be at a witness stand. Don't worry, Francesca. Alright, those who don't know, again, Turnabout Goodbyes. I'm going to be referencing Turnabout Goodbyes probably a lot, which is good, because then every time I mention Turnabout Goodbyes, I can remind you that Turnabout Christmas is coming up in about a month and a half. Or you'll be sorry. But Francesca will never see her. Oh, but her dad will. I'll keep that in mind. Was that in your mind during Turnabout Christmas? I mean, Turnabout Goodbyes. God! Wait. I'm the judge now! I, Miles Edgeworth, am the judge. I find the defendant guilty! I will go mad with power. I'm kidding. No, I won't. This must be the judge's desk. You can tell by the gavel sitting on top. I had a dream once that I was being squashed above by this gravel. Didn't? I'm trying to. Oh, jeez, I'm trying to think back to because it was like the last turnabout. You're such a weakling, Miles Edgeworth. You have no idea how frightening it was. Like I said, I, Miles Edgeworth, find the defendant guilty. Alright, perfect trial over. Welcome, Francesca. Wait, no, let's continue our roleplay a bit more. Francesca, you were the leading prosecutor of this case. Good job. You found the defendant guilty in 5 seconds. Congratulations. Alright, now I'm done playing in the courtroom. I'll talk to you. It wasn't me, I tell you! I didn't do anything wrong! Yes, I understand. So let's calm down, okay, buddy? I'll doubt I'll get anything useful from the detective while he's diseducated. It's a bookshelf. What's this? Judge's Trial Exchange Log. It appears to be a journal where the various judges share their thoughts and ideas. Their real daily lives of the judges are laid out here on these pages. There's nothing about the court in here. It's just pages after pages of unrelated file. Judging the content, they probably are very enthusiastic about the courthouse's daily menu. And it would appear that the fried oysters are our favorite. I have no use for such foolishly foolish words from that foolishly foolish crowd. Someone please assure me that this is not the true state of this country's judiciary. Alright, let's talk to you. It's you? Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And you are... Wait, you're at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I'm Francesca von Karma, and I'm about to become the successor to the family name. About to? I guess that means for now you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are. What? thus confirming that Francesca is a lesbian. I'm kidding, no. But it's how, I mean, I'd buy that headcanon. Anyways, it looks like they're planning to hold it. It looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's the one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. I'm terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask of you. Look at you! I have that scratch with lines on your forehead! And that to ask of you? What exactly is so funny? Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with so super serious answers. Apparently they failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in a law school. I feel so much better now. So what is it you want to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. We were in the defendant lobby number 1 the whole time up until we heard the gunshots. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad, and if you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. You were with Detective Bad. Why? We had a little something to discuss. That's all. I don't think I got any new evidence. But maybe, just maybe, she has something for me. Actually, I don't think... When I first talked to her, I only had these 3 pieces of evidence, so... Looks like Mr. Rail was killed by the very gun he used to kill the emissary staff member. You speak of the concept of karma, I presume. And that you would take your own life into your own hands when you commit a crime, correct? I never thought I'd be dealing with a gun this soon upon becoming a prosecutor. Oh, well, for a veteran like me, they're pretty much par for the course. To be honest, even if it was just once, I've always wanted to try firing one. Hey, is that thing loaded? You think I could give it a try right now? Don't be ridiculous! This isn't some kind of toy! I was only joking, duh! Why is it everything I have to say is a joke to her? Faraday was killed with a knife, correct? I feel bad for him. Being killed by evidence you can care for yourself is just awful. And to you, what do you think about this piece of evidence? What do I think? Well, other than the blood, it's a very pretty and ornate knife. I'd love to use it as an ornament in my home. It's alright with you. May I have it? What are you talking about? This is a weapon that was used to kill someone with. Why is this serious? I think someone needs to lift it up. Yeah! There she goes again. Miss you. What do you think about this piece of evidence? Actually, Edgeworth, I'm interested to find out what you think about it. I don't really know much about it. And I don't really know all much about it either. Sorry, because I can't be offended either. I shouldn't push her too hard. She'll just start laughing again. I love this woman, by the way, if you can't tell. Now, I know we're a long shot off from doing part 2 of the Smasher passing every Ace Attorney character, but she is a definite, I'm not gay, but smash. So, I take it that you were acquaintances with Detective Bad. Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG-8 incident. Detective Bad is also related to that incident? That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard of the KG-8 from my papa. But how does that case relate to you, Miss Yu? Francesca, look at the notes again. The victim of that case is you, with my little sister. You're making such a mysterious face again! I'm fine, really. I just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday. I say they meet up just about every single time the gas room made a move. It was practically a given that those two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes. I see. He did mention that he was in charge of the gas investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the gas room in more detail. You claim that at the time of the murder, you were with Detective Bad. But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during a recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening, and he dragged Mr. Rail away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked. And what did you talk with Detective Bad about? Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going, and then I insulted him some more. Bloody, when is she not laughing? Her mouth seems spewed nothing but insults. Anyways, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murder occurred. So I can't really tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2. I see. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Mac Rail. Now first, your client first claimed to be the gas route, is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard it was the gas route and that it made off with the evidence from the KG8, I began to ask Mr. Rail all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rail was not the gas route. He just had made that up. He made it up? Mr. Rail's crime was caught on tape by the security camera. There was no footage of him sneaking onto the Cofdian emissary itself. Hold on for just a sec. Then you mean to say that you knew he was not the real Gatagathru? And that he was just another cold-blooded killer? And you're ready to defend him? Yes, that's right. I see. So a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job it is to cover for criminals. That's why defense lawyers are so detestable. But they are no match for us Von Karmas. I don't believe it! You're serious! How did you save that face for someone who's really worth being serious about? Nah. And Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda! I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG8 incident, alright? And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer. Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rail was to be his lawyer. I had no intentions of covering for him, ever. Oh, so she was planning on getting a guilty verdict. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. I'm sorry. Forgive my rashness. It's you? I was wondering if you could tell me about the Gatagathru. Gatagathru, huh? I don't really know much about that character myself, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from the companies to defend them. Requests from companies? The Gatagathru isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. Alright then. Perhaps the Gatagathru is in the business of stealing people's lives. You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma? Francesca, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully, or we maybe There, I chose carefully, just like you wanted. every woman in your life, Edgeworth. Oh wait, no. Old Bag would not like to see you in pain. But we don't need to discuss the Old Bag, okay? So in the end, what is the Yasagaster? I have to say, I never heard of this thief when I was in Germany. The Yasagaster deals in information, namely in digging out his dirt about backroom dealings and some companies. The Yasagaster is a vigilante who steals much information and then makes it public for all to see. A vigilante or not, this person sounds like just another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now thanks to that thief. Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. I suppose I've gotten all of can out of Miss Yu. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Okay, he seems a little less agitated now. Detective Gumshoe? Hey, it's you, pal. You here. Ouch! As I am. I don't think you need to whip him to let him know that. I didn't do it, pal! I swear on my honor as a detective. I really didn't! Your words are useless. I place my trust in only the evidence, detective. Once the investigation is fully over, and should we find out that you're the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you. Have a heart, pal. But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about if you really are innocent, that is. That's right. Hey, pal, go and do your perfect investigation and get the real killer from me, will ya? I would have done so, but even if you had not requested me to, detective. Actually, we don't have any more evidence. Sure, come true. So you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? And what exactly did you do to make him so angry? I just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me because on my very first day as a detective, I reported that in my usual post instead of the criminal affairs department. But the time I got down to the criminal affairs, I was really, really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech. I remember doing the same exact thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I always wind up going to my old classroom. How pathetic for the detective to be compared to a mere school child. You claim to be standing guard in front of the door to the lobby number 2 during your recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so, and from whom? Earlier around 3:20, and from Detective Bad, pal. Today's trial took a real crazy turn, so I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday. And yet, something did happen to him, correct? It looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty. Ow! Your words sting worse than your whip, pal. So it was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard, huh? Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Nope. Not a thing, pal. In that case, allow us to take a look at what you're carrying on your personage. Ah! Wait! You can't do that! There's nothing of any particular valuable here. Well, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so you know. And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket? Ah! Hands off, pal! Just now show it to us already! Yow! Annual bonus check within $5 total. Except there is no check inside. You had your luck. Now give it back, pal! It's my first bonus as a brand new detective! I just got it and cashed it in today. I had literally no cash on me up until I did, you know? Gumshoe, may I ask you a question? When did you cash it in? That envelope is really special to me. Now give it back! You don't need to rubbish like this. Don't worry, we'll store it away for you later. How could you? I'm sorry, but I need to take him for a questioning now. I think I asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait. Since he's became a suspect, there's one piece about evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I ask you wait a second. I still have one thing I would like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood. But please make it brief, sir. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is true. A bonus of $5. Even for a new rookie detective, that's a bit low. Yeah, even though I just got promoted, I guess I got to call out of the attention of the higher ups. At that amount, I would prefer not to receive one at all. You just don't get it, pal. You don't get how great it is to feel to get your first bonus. I suppose not. I have yet to receive my own bonus as a prosecutor. Well, I received mine from Papa last December, like I do every year. As in, you get money for Christmas? That's not a bonus. That's a holiday gift. Whatever you want to call it, Miles. I'd like to ask you a little about this. I'm not saying a peep, pal, because I'm not the killer, okay? You misunderstand. I wasn't going to ask you about that. All I ever wanted to do was become a detective, pal. I never wanted to be a killer. It seems like he doesn't want to talk about anything unrelated to his predicament. I'd like to ask you a little bit about this. Ask you a little about this. It's probably this I was supposed to. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot out in the hallway. Is that correct? No mistake about it, pal. Then you're also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct? Yup. Not even a single ant passed through that hall while I was on duty. You realize that the lie you're telling is only making your life more difficult for yourself. Huh? Oh. But it's true! I didn't see anyone go through the hallway, and I didn't hear anything else, pal. Abbott's killer found a way to kill those two guys beyond what I can even imagine. But he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. Why would he do so, given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant lobby is in order. Ah! You! Yow! Hey, what the fuck? How could you not notice that coming? Wasn't that the child I changed money for earlier? Thanks! That's exactly what I needed. Kids can sometimes be so cruel. It looks like she dropped something. Maybe we should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead. I believe some sort of punishment may be dealt next time we meet. I do believe I asked all that I need to of this man. Now for Detective Bad, the judge. We have to confirm who is correct, the judge or that scruffy face, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of the lobby number 2 next then. I suppose so. Shall we head over, Francesca? September 10th, District Court, hallway. So, did you see anything else? No, I did not think so. I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation. Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law. That'll be all for now. I ask you again if I have any other questions. Anytime, Detective. Now, if you excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Oh, you're that new prosecutor Mr. Von Karma recommended, right? My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. And I'm Manfred Von Karma's daughter, Francesca Von Karma. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor. I see. Mr. New Prosecutor recommend— Ah! I bit my tongue. Aww! Poor Judge. Are you alright, Your Honor? Please feel free to refer to me as just Miss Von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine. Apparently somebody doesn't feel like I'm worthy of a proper title. Ho-ho. Very well then. I shall call you Miss Von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Just Mr. Edgeworth is fine! Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now, about your earlier testimony. Yes, what about it, Miles, Mr. Edgeworth? I would like to ask you a few questions about exactly what you saw. Alright. After all, it is my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law. I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out that detective's exact movement. Let's talk to the other officers first. Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer? Nope. Just the fingerprints of those involved in the case, sir. I guess we know all of the players in this case then, huh? It would appear that way, but I have a nagging feeling we're missing something. And I suspect that what we're missing is hiding right here in this crime scene somewhere. Do you find something, officer? I think there is I think that's a $5 bill back here. Come on, a little more. Is there no one working in this crime scene who isn't a total waste of living tissue? Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a single person who can be deemed useful here. God damn it, move it, your officer. I want to talk to Detective Bad first. Detective Bad, I have something that I wish to inquire about. Hey! How about you do some actual work, you? I wish to inquire about Detective Gumshoe's movements during recess. Getting in the way of investigation. I have an order from Mr. Von Karma himself. Plus, I still have full investigation authority. I don't think I have any new evidence. Wait, no, I have to show him all these stuff first. Detective Bad, I'd like to ask you about this piece of evidence. God, that would have been nice when making the thumbnail. What a narcissist. He would rather look at his face than the evidence. Don't trust your eyes at all this time, little girl. I can see the evidence. And keep an eye on the two of you with this mirror. What? Then why didn't you answer? Because I got nothing to say. That's all. Understood. Why couldn't you just said that at the beginning? Fair day. Sounds like you lost someone close to you. He was a battle buddy. His thoughts are a lot together. A boy with a silver spoon in his mouth couldn't understand society's dark underbelly. Although, honestly, I suppose he's right. I don't have anyone I relate to in that way. Yet. Well, it's not as though I long for someone like that. Nor am I getting good at getting close. Alright, he has nothing to say about Gumshoe's bonus. Nice. Love it. Courthouse special Swiss rolls. Is this being sold somewhere on the premise? I don't recall seeing a restaurant of any sort in the courthouse. I somehow doubt you'll find junk food like this in a restaurant, asking you, Francesca. Well then, where do they sell these things, huh? A convenience store, I suppose. Well, I'm sure there's no convenience store in this courthouse, Miles Edgeworth. Where in the world did this come from? Alright, that's all our new evidence. Alright. So I hear you were the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down Faraday. That guy was just accused. You know, I just knew something was gonna happen. My detective's instinct told me. A lot of good it did you. You couldn't even protect the one lone prosecutor with it. Francesca, be very careful about what you say. Francesca, I think you need to apologize. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bed. Please continue. I used the phone on the first floor and called the premium. I told them to send somebody over. And that detective, it was the one who showed up. And only upon his arrival did you set Gumshoe to stand guard, Detective Bad. Yeah, I waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, came up these defendant lobbies together. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad, and that he dragged Rail off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something. And that's Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt them. So what choice did I have? All I could do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside. And around what time did all that take place? Let's see. I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshots. After giving the big lug his assessment, he never left the hallway. Not once. Oh, and how can you make sure it's such a plane? One of the guards out of this floor main lobby swore to me he didn't. If the detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to? That's simple. He must have gone into lobby number 2, just as I suspected. You and I, we were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi, Gumshoe. It would seem that I'm still missing some key piece of information. That's bad. You also heard the gunshot, did you not? Yeah. I heard it when I was in the defendant lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 together with you. How much time had left between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene? Less than a minute. What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot? I grabbed the big lug who just was walking around in the hallway and raced into lobby number 2. That's when we discovered the bodies. In that order. That makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, right? Yeah. Yes, it does. Miss. I'm about to become a veteran prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else. I think young miss is a very descriptive word. It's very well respected for you, Miss Karma. You'll wave that thing around anymore, and I'll have you arrested for obstruction, you'll miss. You wouldn't dare! Ha! Just joking. Detective Bad is really something to make Francesca behave. Are we about done? Is there anything else I should ask him about? I'd like for you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot. It was around the end of the recess, and the trial was about to start again. I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense he wasn't going to show for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him or he'll be late. And just as I thought, that bang! The sound of the gunshot hit my eardrum. So here's her gunshot right before the trial was about to restart, huh? Thank you. Are we done here? I don't have any time to waste. Oh, come on! All you're doing is standing in front of this door, doing nothing. I get the sense that he is somewhat investigating this crime scene, or rather that he's keeping us under surveillance. But what's the end? Detective Bad, may I ask that you cooperate with us for just a bit longer? I don't have anything else to say. The two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place. Fine then! Be obstinate! We'll just do as we please. Come on, Miles! You may no longer be willing to help us, however. May I ask for the forensic scientist's cooperation? Choose you like. Alright. Oh, Your Honor! I would like to speak with you, Your Honor, now. Wait, before we do that, Francesca? Yes, what is it? Is anything? This is a pretty spacious hallway, but nothing compared to the ones at home. Indeed, Mr. Von Karma's house is a bit too spacious. However, even with this much space, there's nowhere for that scruff face to hide. Well, other than the crime scene just beyond those doors. Francesca, I believe it's much too early to draw any conclusions. It's already proven that Detective Gumshoe was in this hallway the entire time. Now all we have to do is gather more information. And to do that, I'll just have to examine everything I see by myself. Well, we have more information that we need to show Francesca. Griffey's annual bonus envelope. What a useless piece of evidence. Well, yes, obvious point aside, what do you think about the low amount of money? A pathetic amount for a pathetic detective. I think it rather suits him. But don't you think it's just a bit too low, even for an officer like him? By his pay, I can tell he's a fool. He's a fool that I'd never trust anything to. A foolish fool like him could only blotch my record with foolishly foolish mistakes. Well, not that it matters. I have never had to work with that pathetic fool anyways. That was a bit harsh, even for you, Francesca. You just wait and see, Francesca, okay? Okay? You are going to regret saying those words now, because in about... Hold on. 6 years, you will be working with him. I think maybe the judge might have something to say about this. Alright. Your Honor? Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder? Do you suspect me of something? Also, why the hell are you asking, Edgeworth? You were there in the courtroom with the judge when the gunshot happened! No, nothing of the sort, Your Ahem. Very well. You may continue with your testimony. I'm asking you for your testimony, Your Honor. Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after. Oh! I had no idea you were chasing after me or my testimony. As you guys can tell why I love the judge. He's such a lovable old man, and I love him. I'm beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge. Let's present all our evidence! Today's trial may have ended abruptly, but we'll meet again. Ho ho ho, I'm looking forward to that day, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes. No, hold on. Turnabout beginnings ran by the judge or his brother? I think it was his brother, because that's how Edgeworth was able to be the defense attorney for the day. It's because his brother was running the trial that day for his turnabout. So Your Honor, you'll have to just wait until I don't know. When I become a prosecutor, you might even see me in your courtroom a few times. Yes, indeed, Francesca, you will. I hope that you'll treat me with even greater respect than now. I only ask that you please do not bring a whip into my courtroom. Sorry to say, Your Honor, but she will bring a whip into your courtroom. I'm afraid that issue is not up for negotiation. As long as the whip can't reach his seat, I'm sure Your Honor will be safe. I think. Has Francesca ever hit the judge with her whip? I know she said Phoenix plenty. She said Edgeworth plenty. She said Gumshoe plenty. I think those are her three main targets. Phoenix, Edgeworth, and Gumshoe. Your Honor, I'd like for you to please take a look at this piece of evidence. Very well. The court will accept this into evidence. We're not in trial, Your Honor! No, wait! That's not what I showed it to you for! Mr. Edgeworth. If I may, I suggest that you bone up on court procedures a bit more. When evidence is shown before me, it goes into evidence. That is the law of the court. Your Honor, I'm sorry to say, however, that rule does not apply to the outside world. Come to think of it, I suppose the court is not in session right now. Being passionate about one's work is one thing, but being confused with real life. Lovable old man. Love this guy. Your Honor, I'd like you to please take a look at this piece of evidence. He accepts it into evidence here. Very well, the court will accept this into evidence. I love the judge. I don't think we're gonna get much, but... Connor, I'd like you to please take a look at this evidence. Water. I figured this would be much. Your Honor, I would like you to take a piece to look at this evidence. Do you have anything to say about the Swiss roll? Oh, that is a courthouse special Swiss roll. It has such a nice fluffy texture that it's just right amount of sweetness to it. It's made for all natural ingredients, so of course it's easy to digest as well. I see. Actually, they decided only recently to sell those in the rolls at the courthouse special. Of course, I've been sending my special request all along. Why don't you try sending a request once in a while? I suppose I'll just have to think of a good suggestion by next time I come here. You wish to ask about Detective Bat. Well, he is one well-honored detective. He doesn't say much, and he doesn't really like people, but he has quite a few wounds. Yes, I figured as much. He has such a bad habit of randomly treating people as though they were children. Says the child. But if you were in pursuit of a criminal, there is no one I would trust more with my life. Even in the middle of a fierce gunfight, Detective Bud doesn't lose his cool. Aren't you exaggerating just a bit? I mean, what detective doesn't value his or her life? No, you don't understand. He's got all those holes in his jacket from gunfights he's gotten into fighting criminals. You should learn about him if you want to become part of the world of law enforcement. And why has he ever showed up? Something tells me that I should try to stay on that detective's good side. Alright, that's all the testimony I had. Where were you at the time? Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the bathroom. If you take a good look through the window at the end of the hallway, you'll see a small window. That is the window to the men's restroom. In other words, you can see clearly into the hallway from the men's restroom. When I was going to the restroom, that Detective Gumshoe was it. Well, he was standing in front of the vending machine buying something from it. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore. Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain it to me rationally. Oh, I'm really sorry. Please let me regain my composure. And by your composure, mean have your gavel in hand. It was really suspicious. That's what my finely honed judge intuition said. Although, well, until the murder occurred, I was just sort of brushed it off. Ho ho ho. Apparently, this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. That's probably all I'm going to find out from his honor. Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties? Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor. Ho ho ho. Anytime, Mr. Edgeworth. Anytime. See you later, Your Honor. The judges in this country come off as seem rather friendly. Yes, if not a little wishy-washy. However, I heard that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. It appears that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods. Just lovely. What will they think of next? Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. One packet, only $9. Defendant's fresh milk. 1/2 pint for $7. Stay neutral as Swiss until the end of these for $6. They're awfully overpriced. The lineup is simply awful, period. Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll the little girl dropped is from this machine. I was wondering about that myself. Like 6 a.m. to hot dogs. When you're in hot water, you might need a hot dog. It looks like the slogan was decided through a public contest. The winner was Prosecutor Winston Payne. Oh god, now I should reread it in his voice. What a pathetic slogan. No presents at all. Now, if it was up to me, it would read, if you leave matters in Von Karma's hand, everyone in court will be found as guilty dogs.
Objection!
Overruled! Now hold on. We gotta read this one again in Pain's voice. When you're in hot water, you might need a hot dog. Alright. Had to.
Objection!
Overruled! Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerkies. I see.
Objection!
Miles Edgeworth, wouldn't you agree that it's a very clever pun? Do you really think they would put much effort into the product name? Even a foolish fool could understand the foolish thinking of the fool who made it up. You're acting so foolishly that I got so thoroughly mad. Now I'm utterly famished. If you wanted a pack of these, all you had to do was ask like a normal person. Ham sandwich! Don't let the prosecution and the defense make a ham sandwich out of you. It sounds like it's like directed at that ham of a judge. Well, it certainly isn't directed at me. I cannot maneuver him any day. Orange shoes for $9! When it's looking bad, blind your opponent with some OJ. Are they promoting violence? Don't worry, my whip will make sure that anybody is following this advice won't be for long. Compared to the sting of the whip, the sting of orange juice may not be so bad. Defendant's fresh milk. What exactly is that supposed to mean? I bet it means that the milk is freshly milked by the various defendants on trial right now. No, I think it might be the milk right here from various defendants. Miles Edgeworth, you can't possibly be serious. Of course not. Alright, let's talk about these Swiss rolls. Stay neutral as the Swiss until the end of the end of what? Well, I assume it means the end of the trial. I suppose this means one to be eaten during the recess. You can't eat during a trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them is now, huh? I wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in a pack of 2 after all. We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me. If you want, we can pull our money and buy a pack together. If I don't have to split it with you, then I don't want it. It doesn't look that there's anything contradictory left in this area. Perhaps I should look elsewhere. It's just as I said. I have nothing further to add. But if there's one thing a detective on a detective's honors, it's that you must have confidence and take responsibility for anything you say. That's what it means to be a detective. In other words, you're just another stubborn horse, aren't you, detective? If I there are no signs that the fire exchanger was used in crime. You can already tell that from a distance. Why are you wasting your time examining it? Francesca, let's not try to rush absolute genius. gonna sound very stupid. But I don't know what else to do, so... Logic! Not exactly a shining example of a perfect line of logic. Alright, so... So according to the judge, someone's looking through the restroom window that you can see from the end of the hallway. It can see into this hallway. I wonder exactly how true that statement is, don't you? Well, if it is possible to get a pretty clear view of this hallway from that restroom, is there really a men's restroom through the window at the end of the hall? Of course. Can you not see it? Yeah! I demand that you show me this view at once. I suppose I should go examine that window once again anyways. I won't rest until I've inspected every nook and cranny. Ah! What's the matter? I pricked myself on one of those cactus needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp. Well, what did you expect? I can't imagine how bad it would be if you hit your head on one of these. Anyways, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case. Just wanted to examine it, okay? For fun. Do you really think so? Because I believe that this cactus sitting in the window is completely related. Didn't think there would be some logic on it. Oh, well then, I look forward to your explanation on how it's exactly related. So that window on the other side belongs to the men's restroom. I can't see it. At your height, I'm not surprised. No! I guess short people have feelings too. You know, here we are. I will stand for our short kings and queens. I'm not a short king or queen, but I will stand for them. Alright, I will stand for our short kings and queens. Just you note. Don't worry about it. What are these black speckles? I believe it's a pile of ants eating away. Ooh, that detective! He claims that a single ant slipped by him, and yet there's a whole hill of them! Yak! What are you hitting me for? As a replacement for that pathetic detective! Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tabs of paying cuts. Anyways, I wonder if what the ants are eating. For the looks and the sweet smell of it, a piece of cake and a chocolate from a Swiss roll. Miles Edgeworth. This court is to be kept freeness at all times. Yo! It wasn't me that dropped the food on the ground. Courthouse must be kept clean. Ah! The dirt on this bench. It smells like some sort of sweet substance. I can't believe there's someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame! Calm down, Francesca. Now take a good look. Doesn't this mostly kind of look like a handprint to you? I suppose it could be. Which means that perhaps we can lift the prints off the person who saluted the bench. I see. And then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob. You there, lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to? Sir, yes, sir! I got out the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir. And do we know who they belong to? Sir, fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Oh, interesting. Good work, officer. And there you have it. Yes, I suppose so. Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench. I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. The ants are hard at work carrying their food home. It's a marvel that they can pick up such completely large objects to their size. Well, if you want to carry the Mighty Von Karma name and not be squashed under it, you better work extra hard, just like these ants. The same goes to you, Francesca. There's a little bit here. What is this? It's a pink-colored piece of trash made of rubber. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. But you know, the fact is, a little litter running loose inside this court is simply unforgivable. Ah! It's not like I was too littered. Rubbish belongs in the rubbish bin. Ah! Point taken, Francesca. These bits of chocolate and cake, could they not have come from a Swiss roll? A Swiss roll? Why would a courthouse sell such a thing like that? It may not seem like the right venue. However, it is being sold right over there. The vending machine. Ah, I see. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end of these. 2 for $6? Talk about expensive. Leave the fact that it is on the expensive side of the side. The fact that the cake and crumb chocolate bits were found in this hallway suggests that they came from the Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now. Naturally. After all, I'm here, aren't I? Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. As he ate, he dropped it on the floor and saluted the bench. Ugh, how can he have not cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable. Don't you dare whip me again. It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyways, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought the Swiss roll, that creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts. A contradiction? Where? I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. I won't rest until I inspect every nook and suspicious nook and cranny. Considering that the sticks are stay neutral as a Swiss until the end of the end of what? Well, I assume it means the end of the trial. I suppose this means it comes to eat during the recess. You can't eat during a trial, so I suppose the only time is now, huh? I wouldn't miss it if you wanted to eat one now. They come in packs too, after all. We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me. If you want, we can pool our money and buy a pack together. But I have to split it with you, and I don't want it. Wait. It was for $5. About Detective Gumshoe's finances, he said that until this morning. Right. Gumshoe said he didn't have any cash on him until he cashed the $5 in. So where did he get the extra $1 from? He didn't have a single penny on his person. Just how poor is that guy? If his bonus really was only $5, then he should not have been able to purchase a pack of the Swiss rolls. However, the fact being that we found cake crumbs on the floor. Meaning Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow. Indeed. A detective should not have been able to purchase the pack, yet he did. The question is, how? Simply he used the $5 to buy the pack, and then he split it with Kay. This is gonna be a little bit of weird. Nope. Alright. It looks like one's already been eaten. You know? That must be, like I said, this must be what I'm talking about. Gumshoe had the $5, and then the young mysterious girl who we know is Kay. I can't eat her yet. But next, Francesca. We gathered so much information, but they feel like just random fragments to me. I wonder what really happened here. Random fragments. No matter how unrelated they seem at first, they might actually fit together somehow. I grow tired of your inner monologues. Say something! Yeah! I'm gonna end up in piecing things that whip before I can piece logic together. Piece logic together. So what if... This pink rubbery substance. I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of a pop balloon. I suppose that's possible. The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend, the windowsill cactus. That would be a logical conclusion, yes. That's literally all I had to do. I'm a great detective. I believe I now have a very firm grasp of what happened. Well, I do too! Alright, Francesca, would you care sharing what your conclusions came to? Why should I have to do that? We're still in the middle of a competition, you know? We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong. So you go ahead. It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well. But first we need to pay his honor a visit to correct his testimony. September 5th, 5:15, District Court, courtroom number 3. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up. Do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect? No, Your Honor. I just think you got some details wrong. In a sense, I suppose you could say that. Come on, it's our judge. It's the judge. Everybody loves the judge. Now I'm kind of waiting to see if anybody in chat's gonna be like, oh, I don't like the judge. There is actually, okay. Here's the thing. The judge is only my second favorite of the judges, because obviously British judge is my favorite judge. He's absolutely lovable. He's so lovable, and he's not so wishy-washy like the judge. But that's what I love about the judge is he is wishy-washy. Even you, a judge, is nothing but a common witness before a Von Karma. Silence in the courtroom. Silence, I say. Fuck, we actually are in the courtroom. Mr. New Prosecutor, and right. Yeah, you bit your tongue again, didn't you? Ahem. As a defender of the law, I could never give a false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want. Like I said, I just think the judge got some details wrong because he couldn't see everything. Very well, then. Your testimony, if you please. During the recess, I went to the restroom. There's a window on the hallway side. In other words, I couldn't see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw the detective buying something from the vending machines. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. A detective that goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me. Your Honor, can you please remain calm? Try to remain calm. Oh. I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in all the excitement. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. Because it's time to get cross-examined. In the true style of any good defense lawyer. By pressing every single goddamn statement.
Hold it!
Your Honor, why exactly did you pay a visit to the restroom, may I ask? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor, how to pee? Oh! Well, isn't it obvious? What else are you gonna do in the restroom for? Or maybe, I knew it! You suspect me of some sort of tomfoolery, don't you? What, you have a secret affair in there? That would be, Your Honor! How could you? Please stay calm, Your Honor. This is going to be much harder than I anticipated. I'm sorry. You're right. I need to think things through with a level head. I'm just nervous because so much has happened today with this trial. Let's see. I announced a recess and a time for us to reconvene. But having done all that, I wasn't until able to go to the restroom right away. And why couldn't you? Faraday has been accused, so I had some paperwork to process regarding a new prosecutor. Once I finished that, I was finally able to make a mad dash to the restroom. At least he stayed consistent to going to the restroom. He stayed consistent in the going to the restroom part of his testimony. There's a window on this hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway.
Hold it!
Your Honor, did you really go to the men's restroom? What? What is the meaning of that statement? I simply mean that perhaps you went to a restroom on a different floor. I had to go for such a long time. All I could do was dash for the closest one in the courtroom. I suppose given that's only natural given the circumstances. I ran for the courtroom through this main floor down the hallway. Once you enter, you can see the window. There's a window just beyond the urine rail. It was through that window that you witnessed Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor? Yes, exactly! Your Honor, there's no need to yell. I can hear you just fine. Oh, I guess I put a little too much into that last answer. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. Oh, actually, that is his line. As I entered, I saw that detective buying something from the vending machine.
Hold it!
Are you sure that's the partner you witnessed was the Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor? Yes, I'm absolutely sure. It's hard to miss someone of his stature, even from as far as the way as the rest. And besides, I can't think of anyone else with that kind of health, that hairstyle, and big coat. Well, I was simply wondering if you were mistaken in what you saw. What? Preposterous! My eyes are as sharp as can be, ready to see through the lies to the truth. Although, recently, things do seem to be a bit fuzzier than they used to be. Clearly, his eyes are not the only thing that has gone fuzzier. But allow me to say, with all honor and dignity of the judge, I am not mistaken in what I saw. When I was about to exit the restroom, he has completely disappeared.
Hold it!
He disappeared, but Your Honor, didn't you just say? I saw the detective buying something from the vending machine. Why, yes, I did. The restroom window looks over the courtyard and right into the hallway. But just as I was about to exit, I took another look and there was no one in sight. That led me to the only solution to this mystery. The detective must have gone into the crime scene, lobby number 2, at that point! So he looked into the hallway from the restroom and over the courtyard, did he? The detective that goes must have known the only signs might be suspicious to me. Your Honor, I ask that you please remain calm. No, I am perfectly calm. I'm perfectly calm. You're being anything but perfectly calm. It appears that his Honor could not have been mistaken in what he saw. I suppose so, given his line of sight. However, Francesca, why do you suppose our line of sights are so different? If you're referring to my height... Can you hold that whip just still for just a second? Now, about his Honor's testimony. I believe his line of sight is to be an important factor. If that's important, why don't you hurry up and tell him already? I will, but there's one more thing I need to do to correct his Honor's testimony. I'm gonna need to retrace Detective Gumshoe's movements. Classroom. Do I...
Objection!
That's him, right? Oh, wait. Oh, so that... Just said he heard a pop when we were in the courtroom. The two of them overruled me? At this rate, I will lose the truth in darkness forever. Okay, I need to stay calm and think carefully and find a flaw in his testimony fast. I thought I did find a flaw in his testimony. Detective missing on duty. That sounds pretty suspicious to me. Oh wait, when I was about to exit the room, he completely disappeared. As I entered, I saw that the detective was buying something from the vending machines. Is this where I present his handprint? He heard a gunshot right before the trial was to start again. $6. Detective Gumshoe, the annual bonus of $5. Literally had no money on him until he cashed this. I just know I've seen a pink balloon around floating in the hallway, the windowsill of this hallway.
Objection!
Right. I had the right piece of evidence, wrong statement. What was for that finger wag for, Mr. Edgeworth? And don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone's giving testimony? I don't care, Your Honor. I'm kidding. No, I do care. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Ha! If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I myself never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by. Miles Edgeworth, it's only one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. This is what some people may call the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you may take a look at this for me. What is that filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? That party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness. If you must know, the the bench assaulter has already been placed under arrest thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor. Oh, well that's good. But who was it? We were able to discover something from the smudge on the bench, namely Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints. Not happy with committing just murder, he had to go and dirty the courthouse too? Guilty! Your Honor, please calm down. While it's true that the detective was the one who made the mess on the bench, we have not yet to establish that his actions are related to self-murder. What do you mean? I believe that the detective bought a pack of fish rolls from the venue, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. The cake crumbles in pieces of chocolate underneath the floor of the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusion to be true. Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as we were leaving the restroom? Heh, it's just as indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high above the wall, and around a grown adult's chest. As evidence, I submit that Francesca herself was not able to see out of that window. I knew I shouldn't have used her height as evidence. I think that's one of my new favorite lines of the series. Basically, what that means is that area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom. Then, it seems that you have made the connection. If someone were to sit on that bench under the window, yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight. What? You finally see, Your Honor. Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time. Alright, who yelled, hold it? Ah, sorry. I didn't mean to say it with such enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Hold it! That sounds like your judge. That sounds good. Here, let me try that again. Hold it! Is there something of value you would like to say? Yes, actually there is. I remembered something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time. If we just overruled him, he would just keep on talking, wouldn't he? That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better in a perfect investigation, right? I suppose it's possible that you couldn't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify about that earlier, but it's about the probability of the probably most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot. Your Honor? That... How's that? Is that the testimony of one of those... That is the testimony of one of the one who judges the crimes of others. Your Honor. Could you try to state the important facts first next time? I agree, but before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words. Eek! Oh, I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought that sound was a noise popper till just now. It wasn't a noise popper. It was a balloon. We need to know more evidence about that balloon. But like any good defense attorney, we're not a defense attorney, but shut up. I'm gonna go at it. Go at this cross-examination. We're in a courtroom, so I can say whatever. I can say that we're We're not rebutting. We are not rebutting. We are cross-examining, Your Honor, which is something I've always wanted to do. Now that he mentioned it right before we started the trial, he did talk about that. Oh, by the way, there was someone else celebrating a birthday during the restaurant. I could have sworn that I have heard poppers going on. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson. The most critical point in the argument is when it does look into the hallway. Scanner, if I may, I would like to clarify a few details in your testimony. I know what to do, but I told it's possible you see the person from the wrist.
Hold it!
In that case, did you concede that you were overconfident in your last testimony? No, hold on there. I just said there was a possibility you can't see a seated person in the restroom at this time. But you know something. I don't think you know when the prints you referenced were left on the bridge, do you? Ah! He's right. I don't know when they were left. Well, you have proven that it's possible the detective was sitting. I still have a problem when those fingerprints were left. That's right. I have yet to prove when the fingerprints that were left on that bench. Well, he feels ignorant. He means ignorance. His honor has seen a lot of life. This judge. I mustn't underestimate him. Ever. He can overrule me at any time.
Hold it.
As we established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at that point in the recess, did you look into the hallway? After I called for a recess, I handled the exchange of the prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we were agreed. Yes, that sounds about right. Just as I expected. What were you expecting? And I demand to know for what this all-knowing smile is for. Your Honor, that statement you just made is very important. I'd like you to amend your testimony. Apprehend your testimony. All right, if you insist. Let's see. I looked into the hallway about 20 minutes before.
Hold it.
20 minutes before we reconvened. Very well. What did you do after? Let's see. I had to make some preparation, so I rushed straight back to the courtroom. I also had to track down a few pieces of paperwork for that various bailiff. So you rushed back to the courtroom despite having heard the gunshot. Well, at the time, I thought it was just the sound of a noise popper. I really couldn't think of any other explanation other than someone having a birthday party. Your Honor? May I ask you something? Who the hell would have their birthday party at a courthouse? And then before someone in chat says, I would have my birthday party at a courthouse. Just to do that to me. You would? Would you really have for your birthday party at a courthouse? I think they would have cool balloons. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't have my birthday party at a courthouse. But hello, Exanos? Is that how you pronounce your name? I'm really bad with usernames, so please forgive me. But now that this has happened, I see. In fact, the judge did mention something about that. The fact when we were eating. Anyways, I forgot to testify about it earlier. Probably the most important detail.
Hold it.
Than those. I'll be real with you, I have not tried to, get into Kingdom Hearts. I've seen some gameplay of Kingdom Hearts, but I haven't gotten into it too much because I know if I jump into the rabbit hole, it's going to be a deep rabbit hole I jump into. And I do not need that right now in my life. If it's something that's forgettable, I don't need to hear it. But all I did was forget to mention it. That sort of excuse may work on other people, but not upon Karma. Oh. But it's such an important piece of testimony. Please give me a chance to present it. I suppose I had no choice in the matter. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot.
Hold it.
Your Honor, about what you just said. I know, I couldn't believe it myself. Bang with a gunshot. Yeah! And just like this. Yes. That's quick. It was a quick Your Honor, please remain calm when you're trying to explain yourself to me. Yes, sir. Sorry about that. Now then, I must gather myself. Yes. When I heard the gunshot, there was no one in the hall. I should know. I looked. There was no one there! This judge's emotions, the circuits appear to be stuck on overreact. But it's okay. We love you, Judge. We love your honor. I believe that we finally found the flaw in your honor's testimony. Yet sadly, he's completely oblivious to it. But I guess I can't really expect him to be aware of it. Well, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and fill him in. At least that thing can him in handy. Indeed. Now let's see what happens. I present it to his honor. I probably have the right piece of evidence, just wrong statement again, like last time. Well, I mean, if it was added to the testimony... Nope. I feel like that's what we need to present. How much Ace Attorney have I played? I have played the Phoenix Wright trilogy. I played the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. And this is episode 4 of Investigations. And that is all I have played so far. So this is my 6th game in the series. No, here's the thing. I do plan on playing the rest of it, but especially with Polish Justice, Dual Destiny, and Spirit of Justice, I am kind of waiting for this. I am waiting for the trilogy the Polish Justice trilogy to come out, which is going to be January. So I was like, I should play Investigations to, hold me down and, not make me like go into a bit of a depression, a bit of an Ace Attorney depression while I wait for 3 months. Even though I know I have Steingate and Professor Layton to hold me over. But I have only played 1 game of each of those series. I don't know how I feel about that. It feels like Hunter. I don't want so much about the truth. It gets me completely. He heard a... Yeah, but detected back right before the trials begin. Ha. Yep. I cannot allow you to make an objection. But I already yelled objection. Judge, I already made the objection. I already yelled objection. Let me have this. What? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I can't allow you not to allow me to make an objection. God, I have been overruled. Overruled, Your Honor. Your Honor, there's simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste. Whoa, what do you mean by that? You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that's simply not possible. Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Manfred. Ah! Please. It's Mr. Edgeworth. Yes! Yes, very big! Do you know who I am? It's like, let me talk to you. Oh, wait, you are kind of like the manager of this courtroom. Instead of biting your tongue. Speak! I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Francesca. Don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back. With your height, you need a stepladder or a forward to come. time, why don't you, Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth. My ears are not that far gone yet. I'll have you know, I can still hear just fine. I hear the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears. Huh, Your Honor, I here have an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again. What did you just say? Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot from about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction? That can't be! Unfortunately, that is the truth. Because Your Honor didn't hear a gunshot! He heard a popping sound! A popping sound of a balloon! That's what I feel, at least. But I heard it clear as day. Bang! The loud sound of a gunshot. The sound of a gunshot. We keep returning to this point of conjecture. That piece of evidence. I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what the gunshot the judge heard really was. Unfortunately, Your Honor, what you really perceived to be the gunshot you heard, the popping of a balloon!
Take that!
I found this object in the hallway earlier. What is that pink substance? Indeed you were, if you were singing the same line as I was. Oh, bro, yeah, bro, how courtrooms have balloons. I think we got it from, I think the balloon, because, hold it! Or no, it should be, I should have a bigger hold it. Hold it! Ah, that feels better. There was a young girl, a serious girl, which we know is Kay Faraday. She was holding, we saw her twice so far. First time, she was holding a balloon. Second time, she was not holding a balloon. So where did she get the balloon? Actually, I don't know. That part's not important. But what's important is when it popped. The first time she came up to us and she asked if we had change for $1. If we had $1 for her change, that was $1. It may not look it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon. You see. And I suppose you would like to accept that it's a pink balloon in the court record. Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony. Well, what? Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallways, but when you heard the gunshot. Now there's no guarantee that the detective was sitting at the bench at the time. Therefore, you believe that he must have been at the crime scene, this one in lobby number 2. Am I correct? Yes, that's exactly right. Let me ask you something. Do you think that gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I said enough. That even you can figure out the rest out on your own. Your Honor, we were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot. What's the matter with the trickery of this? That was a good effort you pulled forth, Miss Miles Edgeworth. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified. Care to elaborate on one and something before it even begins? Well, to be honest, I did think the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this? That's true. One does not usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse. Do you still believe that they have balloons in courthouses? I want to trade these coins with you. That's it. That balloon that girl was holding explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't want You didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy. Who knew that giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do? What have I done? I owe Gumshoe a very big apology. A very, very big apology. I will see it to myself that he is released. Wait. When the court clears a brief recess, there is a party room, and they break into just are about it. You know, isn't there like confetti whenever you get like a not guilty verdict in the Phoenix Wright trilogy? What if there was balloons too? They had the balloons ready, but the balloons are just like never ready when that happens. That's why I cannon. So they just have a bunch of balloons that they just give out to all the kids because they're like, "Oops, sorry, we forgot to give these out with the verdicts." There's still a few things I yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe. But why? I thought we just cleared his name. Whether we did or just now, or not, I still cannot say. There's only one thing I can do for now is continue my questions with a perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues that pertain to that hallway, to the events occurred in that hallway. Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom. I must fulfill my mission. Find the perfect explanation for this case. Oh, we're still going. Okay. What is it now? Time for my trial already? No, that would be tomorrow. But I just testimony, man. I've already told you a gazillion times, pal, I didn't do it! It is so weird having Gumshoe call Edgeworth pal. You know? I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe. But your Honor's right over there, Edgeworth. No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that. Francesca! The judge is right over there! No. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that. Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental? Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in judgment on my part. Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. You have yet to prove his complete innocence of this crime. I guess so. What are you guys talking about? In any case, I would like you to testify about your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just a part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony... Ow! My whip will eject loud and clear. If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood? I gotcha, pal. Back on the tip. Crime scene and the judge's testimony. It's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, we may never get a break in this case. I came down to this courtroom on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on, until I heard the gunshot, I was in that hallway the whole time. On my honor as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal. He's still singing the same tired tune. In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's lying, and it's just time I pull out the information I need out of him.
Hold it!
So was it really Detective Bad who called you down? You bet it was, pal. I I was left in charge of the pre-notes while everyone was out, and this call came. I want you to come down here in 1 minute flat, he said. Well, I thought that was my big chance, my first case, so I made a mad dash down here. Although, I couldn't exactly get here in a minute flat. How long did it take? About 10 minutes, I guess. And what's that? And what was Detective Bad doing when you finally made it? He was waiting for me down on the first floor in the entranceway, pal. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of the lobby number 2.
Hold it.
And by he, you mean Detective Bad, of course. And this was my first time being at this courthouse. He also walked with me up to the 3rd floor hallway and in front of the defendant's lobby. And did you meet anyone along the way? Well, just as we entered the hallway, we ran into Miss Yu. When he heard from Miss Yu that Mr. Faraday was not to be interrupted, that's when Detective Bad told me to stand guard in the hallway, pal. So far, Detective Gumshoe's testimony is matching up with the Detective Bad's. From that time on, until I heard the gunshot, I was in the hallway the whole time. I feel like Gumshoe is saying the gunshot. Now, is he talking about the balloon or is he talking about the actual gunshot?
Hold it.
You couldn't have been in that hallway the whole time. However, it's not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway. Of course I did something. I guarded the door to lobby number 2, pal. What else? Very well, then. What exactly does guarding the door entail? Well, to put it simply... Oh, I know. It's my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch. Oh, Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that really what you wish to testify as the effect of? You got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from the door, just like I was ordered to. Not to. But why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden? Because we're all in shock, and in awe of your utter stupidity. Scruffy! If you're gonna lie, at least tell us a more believable one. Ouch! But I'm not lying. I should hurry up and bring up the blood testimony to a close. I'm only gonna ask you one more time, Detective Gumshoe. Are you sure you stood in front of the door of the lobby the entire time? Yup, after I was told by Detective Bat. I stood in front and guarded the signal without a single break. So believe me when I say I was in the hallway the whole time already, pal! Why did everyone go quiet all of a sudden again? Apparently someone has a bit of trouble reading between the lines. What's that supposed to mean? I don't! Be quiet! Ouch! I should hurry up and bring this testimony to a close. I have a disclosure testimony as plain as this foolish. Indeed. However, in the pursuit of the perfect investigation, I'm afraid we'll have to deal with it. By squashing it under the weight of the evidence. Let's just press enter. I just pressed it! I meant to present some evidence, damn it. I have an objection. Oh, that sounds so cool. What is it, pal? Detective comes to you. I wonder you might recognize this somewhere. Hey! It's one of those things. Courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal? Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall this hallway bench. Hey! You know what? I think it was probably me that did that. Detective comes to you. You know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this. You inconsiderate salty pig! Eat! Promise to clean it up later, I swear. Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't even move a single step from in front of that door? If that really is the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls? Yuck! Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from the door, how did you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby hands? Ouch! It appears that Francesca's whip can do more damage than my words alone. Oh, right. Confess, pal. I was so hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? Objection! Thought I'd get chewed out again if anyone found out about me eating on the job, so I didn't want to say anything. Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine. Okay, I'm sorry for lying. That's all I'm sorry for, you got that? Because I'm not holding anything else back. That last statement may sound like it makes sense. However, there's something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding any information from us? Huh? Of course not, pet. I got nothing else to hide, pal. If only if it was that true, Detective Gumshoe. But it is true, pal. I swear it's nothing else. Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you're aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct? Huh? Remind me again, pal. That vending machine at the hallway. It's selling packs of cheap Swiss rolls for 6 packs. And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual check. Isn't that right? Let me ask you then, how did you manage to purchase the pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with the proper explanation for that? Ah! I told you! I bought it myself, pal! There wasn't anyone else in that hallway with me. So there's no one else who could have helped me buy it. Wait, don't tell me. You got some kind of proof that there was someone else in the hallway, don't you? Correct. As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that? Wait, you do? Oh, please. I'm Miles Edgeworth. I always have evidence. I wouldn't say it if I didn't have the evidence. Of course I do. What? How? Because the little girl kicked me in the shins. What proof do I have that it must be someone else in the hallway? Wouldn't it be the Swift roll because the mysterious or Kay dropped it? Hey! You showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal. Ah, I think you're mistaken the impression that I bought this pack of rolls. Wait, you didn't buy it. Then that means you must have stolen it, you thief! What? I would never do such a thing. All you liars are the same. You started off suspicious. You're under arrest, pal. I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start off as liars. Well, in that case, what does that say about you, detective? Yeah. This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone. Oh. There was 2 rolls in this pack. You ate one of them. But then you gave the other to a certain other person, didn't you? No way, pal. You got it all wrong. I ate both of them. It appears that we had caught you at last. Hey! Don't you dare do anything bad to that girl. She kicked me in the shins. It would appear that they do know each other after all. So why do you continue to come up to me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow? I have a name! It's Kay! Kay what? Kay Faraday! Oh, so that... Oh, right, duh, because the guy who died is her dad. So she has a vendetta against Edgeworth, because Edgeworth is supposed to take over for him in court. Faraday. Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter? Not you, I'm Kay! Hey, you know, good little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave a big nasty bruise like the way you did. Well, then you shouldn't have put Gummy under arrest, mister! Gummy? My guess is that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe. What a cute nickname you've given him. And yet you don't use it, Francesca. You continue with your scruffy nickname that you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong! Hey. It appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail. Roar! Also, I didn't put him under arrest. Now then, eat. She's like a stray cat. I wonder if I should feed her something. Here, you drop this. Okay, I promise to give you this if you calm down. Oh, Swiss roll! It really belongs to you, though, doesn't it? Yeah, I was thinking of it for Daddy. Eh? I'm sorry, but how do we put this lightly? How do we put this lightly to her? Okay. Your daddy died. Your dad, he was brutally murdered. I'm sorry, Kay. He was murdered. And I'm going to solve your dad's murder. For my name isn't Miles Edgeworth. Oh, my. Your father, he's... Ah! Don't you say another word, pal! She doesn't know yet! Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking. About how Daddy, he's not here anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't protect him. Hey. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. It's alright. Let it all out. Your father just passed away after all. I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. Yeah, but you didn't do it, Edgeworth, just so you know. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into a fine ash in that nightmare day. Even now, the wound festered deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I have dedicated myself to locking every criminal way I can. Now, to have this happen right in front of me. Child, I feel a certain assured fate, a common bond between us. Miles Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry? Ah, you're right. Sorry about that. Hey, here, how about we use this handkerchief here to dry your little eyes? Yes, okay, for sure. Ah! My caveats! Don't blow your nose on that! I feel better now. Thanks! Okay, are you going to be alright? Yep, I'm already alright. Somehow, I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it. I promised Daddy I'd never cry in front of strangers. And you're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right? That's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still going to keep all my promises. You're a very brave girl, Karen. You're a very good child for keeping promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry just for you. Thank you very much, lady. It's nothing. I'm only telling the truth after all. It would appear that just because her father was a respected prosecutor, Francesca is a sympath case. Hey, what kind of person was your father? Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world. So to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh? I suppose we are, in the sense, the ones who seek the guilty verdicts for criminals. Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolute favorite treat, Swiss rolls. Oh, I want to be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really, really hard. I see. And what have you been working on? I've been working hard to keep all the promises I made to Daddy and I made together. Aw, that's adorable. A promise notebook. May I look inside, Kay? Sure, okay. It appears to be an exchange of a diary of sorts between a father and daughter. The Faraday's writing conveys a sense of kind of man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy later. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father. I'm gonna try. Oi, Kay, I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero, too. Yeah! You're really cool, too, Gummy! Yeah, aren't I, Kay? What's this lose the two of them? And needless to say, 7 years in the future, they're gonna be at each other's throats. A little bit. Can we, like, read it or anything? Okay. Kay's promises to Daddy. 1, never take things from strangers. 2, never go anywhere with a stranger. 3, always greet people with a smile, even if you don't know who they are. Never cry in front of strangers. Always try the hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Daddy's job is to make sure everyone follows the rules. Okay, be a good girl and promise that you'll keep your promises to me, okay? Love, your Daddy. Aww, that is so cute! So adorable! I'll hand down verdicts of justice. That makes me a hero too. Yes, and thanks to your so heroic testimony, you almost painted the detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail. I'm really sorry about that. Gummy is not a bad man, okay? That poor judge is being treated like a vile criminal when you hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumpy are good friends, Kay. Yeah, we're friends. In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? So I take it that you ran into Detective Gumpy earlier. Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing. He was standing in the hallway staring really hard at the men. So I said hi. And when was this? Before everything got crazy. How long were you two together? We only talked for a little while, and then we went our own ways. That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while, and that's it. Oh, which means we now have confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess. Isn't that right? Ah, you got me. I told you, stop picking on Gummy, mister. I have a name, Kay. Very well then. I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later. Were you the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay? Well, I didn't really have a lot of money, and I somehow made $1 out of pennies and quarters I had. But that still wasn't enough, and I really, really wanted one. Come to think of it, you did come and ask me for exchange a handful of change for $1. And that's when you came to ask me for change for your money, correct? Yeah! Thanks a bunch for doing that, mister. Sure. So let me ask you, given with that $1, you still don't have enough, correct? Well, that's why. Hey! If you barely pay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal. Need I remind you that you're the one already arrested? Yo! sense that Kay is going to be less forthcoming with this question. Sorry about your wealthy. Yes, well now that it's just possibly drenched in your nasal milk. Don't worry, Kay. Okay, I have a spare. So here, you can have this one. But Daddy said, never take things from a stranger. Ah, it's one of your promises you made in your promise notebook, correct? Yeah, look, see? It's right here on this page. I mean, I looked at it. Like I said, it's so cute. Alright then, I'm not giving you this. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it for 7 years. You can take it home and wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me next time we meet. Okay, Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers. Also, hey, don't you know my name? We're technically not strangers, right? Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Uh-oh. I believe it's now crystal clear that you were with this little K in that hallway. Grr! I told you stop being mean to Gummy! Miles Edgeworth, there is still something you have yet to resolve. I beg your pardon? You still haven't offered an explanation of why that man would lie to us. That's, well... Mommy? Don't tell me you lied for my sake. Hey, don't worry about it, okay? Everything's gonna be okay. Ah, that's why. That's why Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying. If you can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation. It says reason for lying are very simple. Well, what? Here's what I believe to be his reason. For a simple observation of the detective's action and his interactions with Kay, it's obvious the detective was lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence shows you exactly why. This piece of evidence proves that Detective Chu was counting and lied to Kay. Because it was her balloon that popped.
Take that!
This is a piece of evidence. What are you showing me that for? It doesn't seem to add anything to the conversation. I don't get what you're trying to say with that, or do you just like showing it off? Are you gonna give that to me, mister? I don't feel like the court needs to enter that into court record at this time. Yeah! What's wrong with everyone? Why are they all teasing me all of a sudden? Although it's possible that perhaps I made a mistake in that one. Wait, hold on. Let me check the promise notebook again. Never take things from a stranger. Never go anywhere with a stranger. Always greet people with smiling. People you don't know. Never cry in strangers. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Daddy's job is to make sure everyone follows through. Okay, be a good girl and promise that you'll keep your promises. Okay. Wait. Never take things from a stranger. Never go anywhere with a stranger. Always never cry in front of strangers. Always try to learn your hardest about things you don't understand. I'm gonna try the promise notebook. It's a fair day, Mr. K's promise notebook. How does this explain anything? If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that K should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for K. What a foolishly foolish fool for foolishness fool of a foolishly foolish reason for a fool. Wow, that was a lot of fool. Yow! You lied because you didn't know. I'm your friend, Kay. That's why. Mommy. Not long last. Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth? I guess there's no beating you, huh, pal? I guess I'll spill the goods. I've been sitting guard for a while. I was getting real hungry at the snack vending machine, taunting me. But all the cash you had on you was $5. And that was enough to buy anything, right? After all, cheap inside a machine is $6 a pack of Swiss rolls. Yeah, then an angel of heaven cake showed up. I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy, so I wanted to buy a Swiss roll, but I only had about $1 coins. So we pooled my $5 and her $1 together and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together. But I was worried about breaking one of the 20 promises. Like Gummy said, Mr. Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. But I don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell him, right? Besides, you brought it with me. So you didn't really get it from me, you know? He told me it'd be okay. And he gave me a whole roll to save and give to Daddy. I knew that Scruffy could be so considerate. Indeed. Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bed and ate the rolls together. Yeah, you split the other roll and ate it right then. The sweet taste of that cake chocolate. I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal. Anyways, hey, I believe this also belongs to you. Oh, that's from the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. But I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this piece away. It was sitting high on the windowsill where you couldn't see it. So just this one, I'll forgive you. Francesca, you couldn't see it either. But that balloon, I wanted to throw me a little, so I popped it on purpose. And because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll. Wow, you really got me there, pal. So I thought maybe I should give Gummy this as a roll. And then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister. So you kicked me, is that it? You sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister. It's alright. I'm perfectly unharmed. What about the Swiss roll? Would it be alright with you if I held on to it until the Detective Gumshoe is cleared of all charges and free to go? Yeah, sure! Just make sure you give me afterwards, okay? Of course, I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that the Detective Gumshoe was in the hallways for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders.
Objection!
Actually, it just proves the opposite, Edgeworth. You just shown that Detective Gumshoe was the only one who could have committed the crime. What do you mean? It's quite rude to eavesdrop, Miss Hughes. I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for women people. How dare you talk with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not the bad guy. Oh, what do we have here? What is the child doing in the courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child in. Oh, poor Kay. Well, Mr. Kay, yeah, that girl is Miss Faraday's. I know. So what? You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run wild around the crime scene? Yeah, I think it's actually quite dangerous for her to speak of nothing. Nothing gets underfoot. I suppose you're right. However, as long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct? Yeah, but you see, isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective? He's the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders. Nah! I have no counter argument to that. Don't worry, I've already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest. The investigation is far from over. Oh, that's right. I was gonna speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk about the suspect out in the open without a guard? I suppose it is. Well, as someone more experienced in the law than you, let me to share something. Always keep a good eye on the criminal, or you may regret when it comes to your negligence. Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This is unforgivable as a disciple of Von Karma. Down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation. So, we're back to square one. Actually, this is our last chance. I can't tell if we're gonna fail to solve this case. Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all circumstantial evidence. So investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to expect. Lobby number 1. Where Detective Bad and Miss Year were at the time of the scene. Lobby number 1. But we'll investigate that next week. No, seriously, we will. Okay, so thank you all for watching. I'm just saving the game and then going to close it down. So, like I said, thank you all so much for watching, honestly. And wow, I can't believe we spent like almost 3 hours just figuring out that Gumshoe was being nice to Cat. Anyways, I'm going to see whom we can raid, and then like I said, Extra Life should be here. We should be at Extra Life is Saturday, so that's when I'll be live next. So, who's, oh god, damn it, I have to log back in. Goddamn. God damn it. Why do you must be this way? Boom. Remember this computer for 30 days. Unfortunately, I don't have anyone. So we're just gonna have to say goodbye, and I'll see you guys on Saturday for Extra Life. So good night and see you then. Bye!